Good morning. And welcome to the Unitarian Church of Evanston. My name is Annette Wallace. My pronouns are she, her. And I read music. I've been reading music since I was 5 years old, and I love music. Among many other genres, I love choral music and I love church music. So that's why I'm here. So whether this is your spiritual home or you are newly discovering this community, we're grateful to share this time together. We strive to be an inclusive and welcoming community, seeking truth in love and nurturing the human spirit for a world made whole. We are guided by our principles and values, which remind us in every moment and through every challenge that each of us is worthy of love. Yeah. And that we are all connected through the vast and beautiful web of existence. We come together to remember our kinship with one another and to hold one another in heart and mind with tenderness and careful attention, and to dedicate ourselves more fully to living our shared values. People of all ages are a welcome and important part of our faith community. We are blessed to have the children in the sanctuary for the first half of every service, and the entire service is for all ages about once a month, and this is one of those days. The nest, in the front, it's our designated area for families with young children, where we have quiet fidget toys and activities and kid-friendly order of service. Nursery care is available in room 11 every Sunday. As part of being a welcoming and inclusive community, we have some information posted on the screen that will help orient you to UCE and our service. And I have a few announcements. The The Vote team invites you to visit their program table at the back of the sanctuary after service today. Pick up a pack of postcards to send to registered voters in Georgia, asking them to vote in the general election in November. Join other UCE families for a picnic in the park. It's today at Penny Park from, yeah, I love picnics. It's from noon to 1. Bring a picnic or snack and meet up with other UCE families. Friday, August 16th, you're invited to a nature hike at Emily Oaks at 6:30 for all ages. I think Emily Oaks is on Oakton, I'm not sure.
It's sort of South Howard. And
it's a wonderful place. Next Sunday, after the worship service, we'll host a baby shower for our new members, Nahia and Eric's soon-to-be-born baby. We'll meet in room 3 at noon, and you're all welcome. There's a sign-up link in the newsletter so we can let you know what they need. Or you can talk with Janelle Britton at program table after the service today. They'll need everything. Just give them everything. Please plan to join us on Friday, August 23rd for an all-church potluck and program with the Board of Trustees and our Mid-America UUA representative, Reverend Sharon Dittmar. Please look for more information and the RSVP link in the newsletter. And now, let's settle into our shared time of reflection, celebration, and inspiration. As we begin our worship service, those joining us online, hey, are invited to gather your chalice as we join in beloved community. Welcome to worship.
You guys are great. I'm Vickie Hellyer, music director at UCE, and my pronouns are she, her. My voice part is alto, and I read music and do occasionally pick up music by ear. Some worship planning team members submitted lists of their favorite hymns, and we have selected at least one from each of those people. Thanks to all who submitted hymns. We're opening the service with hymn number 38, Morning Has Broken, which was selected by Annette Wallace. And before we sing, I'm curious to know, raise your hand if you read music. Excellent. Raise your hand if you pick up by ear. Very nice. Raise your hand if you're totally lost when you look at a page of music. All right, very good. So we have a good combination of people here. Wonderful. Well, what I'd like to do is have us look at the page. So open to 38, and I'm hoping to make you a little less afraid, some of you, at looking at the music. So if you just look at this page, what you see first are a bunch of notes, I'm sure. And I'm sure even if you have no clue what they are telling you, you can see that there are 3 verses in the middle there, right? So easy to see. Good. And they're in the middle of 5 lines with 4 spaces at the top and the bottom. And can anybody tell me what that's called? Staff. Very good. Music staff. Very nice. All right. We didn't plan that ahead of time. She just knew. All right. The upper staff is played by Gregory's right hand, and the lower staff is played by his left hand, in most cases. So as we're looking at this music, how do we know which notes we're singing? I heard something. What? Okay, top line. How do you know that? Well, it's the melody, and it says unison. So we're all going to sing the melody line together. Good. Now, if we look at the bottom, sorry if I'm yelling, I get excited. You can see it says who wrote the words, who wrote the music. It has a word, bunesen. Does anybody know what that's indicating? Yes. Well, it's a hymn. It's a name for the hymn tune, so it might be the person who created the melody, or or the location, exactly. You're great. The same melody can be used for many hymns, so yes. You have already aced this quiz. Way to go. Excellent. Thank you. Yes. And then we have 5.5.5.4.D. Anybody know what that is? It's the meter of the poetry. So it's a morning has broken, 5, like the first morning, 5. Blackbird has spoken, 5, like the first bird, 4. The D is it's doubled. So the next few lines have that same 5-5-5-4 D. Well, not D, but anyway, if you're a poet and you've just written something that has those syllables in there, you're like, hey, I can put that to the tune of Morning Has Broken. So if you've written poetry and you're wondering what tune you can put it to, you can look it up this way. All right, excellent. Let's see if there's anything more I wanted to say. No, it's time to do warm-ups. So, usually with the choir we do back rubs, but we won't do that today. But you can either stand or stay seated or lie down on the floor, whatever you're comfortable doing. And first we'll start with some physical stuff. So just blah. I just find it can help re-energize or get the ickness off if you're feeling any ickness today. Good. And then moving your neck in whatever way works for your body. Just to kind of release your neck. And then move on to your shoulders. Again, whatever way works for you. Moving the rib cage a little bit. Hips, knees, ankles. Arms, elbows, wrists. Nice. And now feeling your feet grounded, or if you're seated, feeling yourself grounded on the chair or the floor. I want you to just take in a breath and then hold it for a moment. So inhale, hold it, and feel how wonderful it is to have your rib cage expanded, whatever other muscles you're aware of, and then release. Good. If that hasn't made you dizzy, let's do one more of those. Holding it a moment, just loving how it feels. At least I do. Can't speak for you. And exhale. Now we get to do doggy pants. these, not these. Okay, so I want to see some doggy pants in the nest. Any possibility? Any doggies? All right, well, that's really good for getting your diaphragm moving, which it always does anyway, but more movements, and also connecting with your abdominal muscles. So now we've just done doggy pants. I want to do equal time, and we're going to sing our first warm-up on the word meow. I am a childless cat lady, so I get to decide that. Thank you, Gregory. So it'll be meow. Good, again. Good. Meow. 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 Good, nice. So now we're going to do a mid-range. That was to get you down kind of low. Now a mid-range one. So Gregory, good. So it's going to be, exactly. We're going to do it on zinga. Zinga, 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 zing. 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 Good. Now we're going to go a little higher. And hymns don't go super, super high, so we won't take it too high. But I like to do lip trills because I look so great when I do them. If lip trills ain't your thing, you can always go brrr. You can go zzz, v, ah. And Gregory will play what we're going to do now. And we'll take it a hair faster than that. And always do ah. Sometimes it helps when you go higher to do. One more. Very nice. We're going to do just one other one. Just say, ee-ah. Oh my God, you sound great. Ee-ah. Good. Gregory, would you play this next one? So it'll be ee-ah, ee-ah, ee-ah. Do this next one short. Smooth. Smooth again. That's a do. You sound great. Excellent. Let's turn to third and sing Morning Has Broken. lovely. Feel free to sit back down.
The Unitarian Church of Evanston resides on land that was recorded as being transferred from the local Potawatomi community to the U.S. government in 1829, shortly before the Potawatomi in this area were forcefully removed west of the Mississippi River. This land was then sold to white settlers. We remember the ancestors of contemporary African Americans, the individuals, families, and networks of Black people who built up our country's culture and economy, a role forced on them originally by enslavement. We acknowledge the intentional violence that landed on North American shores in 1619 and has continued throughout the generations and remains a reality today. These acknowledgments are one small effort towards building long-term solidarity with contemporary communities. We commit ourselves to take what we learn here today and incorporate it into our lives and turn our thoughts into actions. Please join in our words of shared commitment. We name these realities with honor for all the ancestors, respect for our descendants, and gratitude for the land we use as sacred space.
Good morning. It's so nice to be with you again after having a little break in July. I'm the Reverend Eileen. I'm the senior minister here, and I use she, her pronouns. I am an alto. I do not read music, but it's so fun to be here and to do that warm-up, because my roots here, the first thing I did when I came here 23 years ago, was to sing in the choir. So it's really nice to, I know. It's a little tough to do both. By now you've noticed that this service is a little different than our typical Sunday morning services. For one thing, we're set up in the round, which will continue throughout August. For the last several years, we've done kind of a more creative August worship series where we explore creativity, artistry in a variety of different ways. And this month, we're going to be doing embodied worship, different ways that we experience worship in our bodies. And this time, we're doing it through the joy of singing hymns communally together. So Vickie's going to do a full exploration of the hymnal. No, we're not going to go through every single hymn, but she's going to focus on the music part. But I wanted to just point out that in the back of our hymnal, this is a tremendous resource. And if you haven't flipped through it, there's a whole section in the back of readings. And they start on page, what is it? It's page, the last hymn is 415, and then you can see there's a index of readings and how they're organized by our different sources. And then you can see, if you flip to the next page, there are opening words. And if you keep flipping, you'll see that there's on 447, it starts a list of chalice lightings. So, and then there's several indices in the back, several ways for you to be able to find the reading or the hymn that you're looking for. So they've got indexes in the back that say the first line and title of readings, or the first line of a hymn. So if you've got like a hymn stuck in your head, you can kind of go like, what is that? I think it starts like this, and then you can look it up. So we're gonna do our chalice lighting by having one of you select what chalice lighting should we read from the back of our hymnal. You can start with that page on that says chalice lightings with 447, or you can go back to one of the indexes, which is on 641, and there's a section that's called the arts. So you could select one from there and just shout out the number. 448. Okay, I've got 448. I heard that one first. So we're going to go to 4. Everyone turn to the number 448, the reading 448. Takes a minute together. Okay. And this is by Christine Robinson. And as we do our chalice lighting, I'm going to invite Ellie Feddersen to come forward because she brought the flowers today in honor of C&W Foundation, the organization that provides food to food insecure folks in Evanston. And as she lights our chalice, oh, you can use this here if that's easier. There's like a little candle right there. Oh my gosh, you gave me something that I don't, she's a Unitarian Universalist. Thank you. Thanks, Heike, seminarian back there. I've forgotten all these things. What? Sometimes we claim people that might be questionable whether they would call themselves a Unitarian, but we're like, that's good enough. Anyway. All right, so, oh, sorry, she already lit it. So let's read it together, number 448. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together.
Please rise and bow.
Yeah, sorry, I sat down. Sorry, I didn't mean this early.
Please rise and body your spirit and join in saying the words of our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Before we sing our opening hymn, or our next hymn, I invite those online to greet each other in the chat, and those gathered in the sanctuary to say hello to somebody and try to pick out somebody that you haven't seen in a while or you don't know.
Please stay after the service and continue your conversations. If you're new to UCE, please stop by the welcome table with the red tablecloth just beneath the mural in the back. There's folks there from the new member committee that are eager to greet you and answer your questions. Let's keep building kinship among us.
Or soon, our next hymn is hymn 368, Now Let Us Sing, selected by Tori Bassani and Kathy Underwood. Before we sing, of course, I want us to look at the music. 368, right. So as you look at it, just yell out anything you see on the page. All right, flat, different words, 2 parts. A lot of rests at the beginning, very good. And irregular, yes, the meter is irregular. And a harder one to set your poem to. I didn't hear that, I'm sorry. Sung to the beginning of the Paca, oh, I hadn't really thought about that. I'll listen for that. That is very cool, thank you. So yes, you see it's in 2 parts. The lower part, the lower staff, if you have a lower voice, feel free to sing that. If you have a higher voice, feel free to sing the upper staff, or feel free to sing whatever the heck you want. We're doing all 4 verses on this. Let's see if there, also let's look at the bottom. So Words and Music Anonymous, we already heard that the meter is irregular. The hymn tune is Robeson. Can somebody say who that might be named for? Paul Robeson, yes. And for those who know and don't know, Paul Robeson, 1898 to 1976, was a brilliant African-American singer and actor. Robeson was blacklisted and prevented from traveling after World War II because of his advocacy of friendship with the Soviet Union and his political work on behalf of the colonial people of Africa. When asked by a member of the House Un-American Activities Committee why he didn't move to Russia, Robeson responded, "My father was a slave and my people died to build this country, and I'm going to stay right here and have a part of it just like you." Yeah. Oh, got you. Okay, all right. I want to mention what I just read came from this book called Between the Lines. It's a wonderful resource that tells information about every single hymn and writing in the Gray Hymnal. Yeah, so I highly recommend it. UUA website. All right, so let us sing hymn 368 and all 4 verses. Welcome to dance too. Sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the hope within. Sing to the power wonderful work. Have a seat, and I'm going to take you on a full hymnals tour now. Not as full as Eileen said, we can't plumb the depths entirely. But the Gray Hymnal, when you are told what hymn we're singing, how do you know if it's in the Gray Hymnal or the Teal Hymnal? Yes. Very good. The Teal Hymnal, which matches Melanie's shirt, it's 1000 to 1074, and this hymnal is number 1 through 415. And Eileen already showed you the reading indices. We also have hymns indices, index listing composers, arrangers, authors, translators, and sources. So if you're thinking, I know there's a Beethoven hymn in here somewhere, look it up and, oh, joyful, joyful, and you get the number and you can go sing it. Alphabetical index of tunes. So if you want to see if there are more using the Robeson tune, you can look that up. Metrical index of tunes. So here's what you poets will use to see, oh, what meter, what tunes match the meter of the poetry I just wrote. Topical index of hymns, great for if you're looking for a hymn about joy, just look up under joy. Index of first lines and titles of hymns. I love this one because I often remember the first line, but I don't remember the title. And so then that can get me to where I need to go. The Teal Hymnal has indexes also. I have to show it for the visual. But it's index of first lines and titles of hymns, topical index, and index of composers, arrangers, authors, and translators. There aren't readings in the Teal Hymnal. I mentioned already Between the Lines. Sorry for my ungraceful move there. So Between the Lines as a wonderful resource for knowing more about the hymns in the Gray Hymnal. There's an online resource also called Notes from the Far Fringe, the Musings of a Unitarian Universalist Minister. and it's written by UU minister Reverend Kimberly Debus. And she's written about all the hymns and very interesting stuff. So I go to her especially if we're singing one from the Teal hymnal, because I don't have any other resource for it. But I think you'll enjoy it, and I'll read a little bit of some of what she's written today. Our next hymn is 390, Gaudeamus Audie. This was selected by Tori Bassani. And if we look at the bottom of the page, we see the words are traditional, music is Natalie Sleeth, and the hymn tune is also Gaudeamus Audie, which translated means roughly, let us be joyful today. We're going to sing this as a round. So, and it's...
We have questions?
Oh, yes.
What language is it?
Oh, thank you. I was going to ask you that and I forgot to. Latin. Good, thank you. So this is a 3-part round, so I'm going to divide you into 3 parts. So this chunk here up to the aisle is part 1. Okay, you guys halfway into here is part 2, and then the other half, part 3. We'll sing this all together one time, and then part 1 will start, then 2, then 3. 1 and 2, when you finish yours, just sing from number 3 on to the end until they finish. Hopefully that'll make sense. Okay. You're welcome to stand or sit or lie down as you wish. Gaudeamus Audie. Oh, and you can also grab a scarf or something else if you want to dance. Okay. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Audie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Audie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Audie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus I wish you could be where I was standing. It was so lovely to hear the round. Thank you. Have a seat.
I invite us now to settle into our time of quiet reflection as we share our joys and sorrows. And if you have a joy or a sorrow that you would like spoken aloud in the service and future Sundays, you can write it in this book, which is at the table just as you enter the sanctuary. You can send me an email or Reverend Susan, or you can fill out the form on our website, on the homepage of our website. We listen to these offerings with tenderness and with respect for one another and for ourselves. So let us quiet our bodies and our voices during this sacred time by breathing in and breathing out together. Plant your feet, settle your body, and take a deep breath in. And let it out. These are the joys and sorrows that have been shared before the service today. Diane Markel, regarding her move. She thanks you for all of the kind, caring well wishes, and she asks that you not put it on social media. So thank you. Thank you for letting us know that, Diana. We're going to miss you so much. Margaret and Charlie Pekarik are thrilled to announce the birth of grandchild number 8, Clark Barnes Dawson, to son Spencer and wife Mallory Barnes in Bloomington, Indiana on August 1st. Congratulations. And this is, I'm not sure who this is from. Healing for my sister Abby Silverman after her surgery. Strength for my daughter Alyssa Silverman as she prepares for hers. And I have one more that was sent to me from Martha Holman. The Lighthouse Proximity Partners gathered at Maggie and Dennis Wilson's home this past Tuesday to write 160 postcards urging Georgia voters to the polls. Good job, everybody. We wrote, we visited, we shared our values, and we laughed and ate and reveled in hope and good trouble. We will do more for democracy, and this was a great start. Sharing these concerns of the heart is part of the practice of building beloved community, because together we expand our celebrations and we lessen the burden of our grief. Normally, we would invite you to come forward now to light candles, but this is a very overfull service. So instead, I'm going to encourage you that at any point in the service from now onward, when you feel moved, light a candle at either this table or the 2 tables on the side. There's a candle already lit, and you can light a candle for the joys and sorrows that are on your heart. But let us say together our words of mutual support. For these joys, we give our thanks. For these sorrows, we give our love. Please join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation. This prayer is number 501 in the back of your hymnal, written by Frederick E. Gillis. And feel free to read along. Spirit of community in which we share and find strength and common purpose. We turn our minds and hearts towards one another, seeking to bring into our circle of concern all who need our love and support. Those who are ill, those who are in pain, either in body or in spirit. Those who are lonely, those who have been wronged. And I encourage you to add in the quiet of your heart the things that you would add. I would add those trapped in cycles of violence and war, those without enough to eat or a safe place to sleep, those who have died and those who mourn their deaths. We are a part of a web of life that makes us one with all humanity, one with all the universe. We are grateful for the miracle of consciousness that we share, the consciousness that gives us the power to remember, to love, to care. This is the part of the service when we sing a responsive hymn. Usually it's a more meditative hymn and something that helps us further emote and express the sorrows and the joys that we've just shared. The hymn that I've selected is Blessed Spirit of My Life. It has long been a favorite of mine. It's written and composed by Shelley Jackson Denham, a member of the First UU Church of Cincinnati and Heritage UU Church in Cincinnati. She was the author of numerous hymns and songs, including another favorite of mine in our gray hymnal, Dark of Winter. This song always makes me tear up. I love my legacy, wishes of my heart. And I know that many of you share that wish. And I've had people say to me, turn to me when we've sung that, I want that at my memorial service. Yeah. I sang it at my best friend's memorial service about 20 years ago. So please turn to page 86, or to hymn 86, in your gray hymnal. It's written in the standard 4-part hymn for soprano, alto, tenor, and bass voice parts. If you read music, feel free to read any and sing any part that you wish. And if you sing by ear, sing the melody.
As we say in our covenant every Sunday, service is our law. UCE is called by our mission, values, and principles to contribute to our community, to form accountable partnerships, and to express gratitude through giving. This week's offering will be shared with C&W Foundation, a family-owned Evanston business offering residents essential items, groceries, snacks, and produce. But here to tell us a little bit more about the organization, I think Ellie is going to say something.
Is it working? Okay. Your donations today of the loose plate collection, half of the loose plate, for the month of August will go to C&W Foundation, who, among many things, distribute food to the insecure. They deliver meat and produce and other things that most food pantries don't. They do it outside of Clarence and Wendy Weaver's business on the corner of Dodge and Church in Evanston. We already donate to this cause by collecting non-perishables in the Giving House, which is out in the lobby. Your monetary contribution will help C&W provide fresh meat, eggs, and produce. The link in the newsletter provides additional information about what the foundation does, such as job training and other services for the youth. They also need your help delivering food, so please contact me if you have an interest or questions. Here is a video to shed more light on how the foundation serves the food insecure.
Good morning to our Unitarian friends. We're very excited about the work that's going on with CNW Market and Ice Cream Parlor with our foundation. We appreciate the support that Unitarians are providing to assist us with our food insecurity efforts. Your contributions go a long way to help families in need. On today, July 13th, we served 180 families. And so we're in the midst of finishing up that and making deliveries to seniors as well. So your contributions go a long way, and we much appreciate everything that you guys do and keeping the faith in the work that you're doing as well. So God bless you, God keep you, and have a great rest of your day.
I'm all about food. People giving food to people. You may text to give, mail in a check, put cash in the collection bowls, or give from our website. If you write a check, please indicate in the memo line if your check is for the shared offering or some other giving. After Vickie introduces the next hymn, the ushers will come forward to pass the collection bowls down the row.
Offertory hymn, which is 116, I'm on My Way, verses 1, 4, and 5. This was selected by Annette Wallace and Kathy Underwood, and we're still going to do a little look at it before we actually sing it. So if you look at it, you notice it's two parts, and there are stems going up and stems going down. So stems going up, that's kind of the call part, and the stems going down, it's the response part. 116, 116, I'm on my way. So you can choose to either be the call part or the response part. You'll notice, we haven't talked about time signatures, but this one's 2-2, and you don't have to know what that means, but just basically, I'll tell you quickly, 2 beats per measure, the half note gets the beat. Mostly you'll just feel 1, I'm on my, to 1 and 2, and you just kind of feel it in 2. You'll feel it that way. Words and music, traditional African American folk, arranged by Mary Ellen Walden. The hymn tune is Ethelred, and again, another irregular text. I want to read what it says about the African American folk hymn, and again, I got this from this book. Many of the African American spirituals sung today gave coded directions to safety zones or the Underground Railroad for runaway slaves. Many spirituals and folk songs created during slavery passed along messages of secret meetings, family ties, warning, and escape. This song is believed to be an announcement of an escape attempt and an invitation to join. And the hymn tune Ethelred was named in honor of Egbert Ethelred Brown, 1875 to 1956, the first African American to be ordained a Unitarian minister. And that was in 1912. This arrangement is by Mary Ellen Walden, 1946 to 1997. She was the former music director of 2U in Chicago. So we're going to sing hymn 116, I'm on My Way, verses 1, 4, and 5. You can stand or sit, whatever you and clapping is definitely recommended. I'm on my way, I'm to the freedom land, to the freedom land. I'm on my way, I'm to the freedom land. I'm on my way to the freedom land. I'm on my way, God, I'm on my way. Verse 4. If I know Wonderful. Have a seat. Our sermon today consists of us singing more hymns. Yay! I mean, we love the sermons, don't get me wrong. All right. Our first hymn of this set is hymn 123, Spirit of Life. And so if you want to turn to that, this was selected by Andy Fisher, Annette Wallace, and Kathy Underwood. And that is also written by Carolyn McDade. And Eileen told us a little something about Carolyn McDade. And we see it's 2-2. Again, we'll feel it in 2 for the most part. Unison, we're all singing the melody, although I think you're welcome to make up a harmony if you want. And let's go ahead and stand or sit or lie down as you desire. And let's go ahead and sing this. Or actually, for the sermon, do you want to stay seated or for the whole thing? Or, all right, go ahead and stay seated. All right, very good. Sorry. And you're welcome to sing it to each other, too. Yes, Christine.
The first time this was sung in this church was at,
He's got it now, I think.
The first time this was sung in this church was at the wedding that David and I had here in 1991.
Did you all hear that? It was sung at Christine and David's wedding. Yeah. And every time that it was sung, the two of you would hold hands.
Oh,
Every time.
thank you. Our second hymn is going to be 159. This is my song. This was selected by Sarah Vander Wicken. I like the little yelp. Let's look at the bottom of this. So words, Lloyd Stone, music, Jean Sibelius. The tune is Finlandia, the meter 1110, 1110, 1110. And I want to mention that we're also, hymn 318 was chosen for this service by Eileen Wiviat and Kathy Underwood. That's the same melody. So that's this Finlandia melody. That's We Would Be One. So what we're going to do is we're going to sing the 2 verses of 159, and then you're going to go find 318, or maybe find it ahead of time, because then we're going to go to 318 and sing there. But before we do, I want to read a little bit about the hymn tune. Finlandia is a longer work composed by the Finnish composer Jean Sibelius for the press celebrations of 1899, a covert protest against increasing censorship from the Russian Empire. In order to avoid Russian censorship, Finlandia had to be performed under alternative names at various musical concerts. Sibelius later reworked the small portion of it called the Finlandia hymn, and that's the hymn we know. It's in many hymnals with lots of different words, but we have it 2 times in our hymnal. It was also the national anthem of the short-lived African state of Biafra. Yeah. So we're going to start with hymn 159, sing the 2 verses, and then go to 318.
This is my song, O God of all.
What did you say?
We should always sing those together.
They do fit nicely, yeah. They're both beautiful lyrics to a beautiful tune, meaningful lyrics. Our next hymn is number 97, Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child. This was chosen by Sarah Vander Wicken. If we look at the bottom of this, we see Words and Music, African American Spiritual, 1750 to 1875. Wheatley is the name of the hymn, 10-10-10-5-5. It's in 4/4. 4 beats to a measure, quarter note gets the beat. And this has a separate part for piano, and then the vocal line is on top of that. I want to read again from between the lines. It was common practice during African American enslavement for children to be sold away from their parents. This spiritual was sung as an expression of the anguish and loss many Africans felt as their families and lives were torn apart and sold off, as well as in sympathy for the families of the oppressors, many of whom were controlled and destroyed by the practices of slavery. The hymn tune is named for Phyllis Wheatley, circa 1750 to 1875, a Boston African-American poet. All 3 verses of Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child. You're welcome to stand or sit as you wish. Lovely. Our next hymn is from the Teal hymnal, 1053, How Could Anyone? This was selected by Kathy Underwood and Shirley Adams. On the website I mentioned before, From the Far Fringe by Reverend Kimberly Debus, on that website she wrote a compelling and lovely essay about how this piece was very healing for her at a tough time in her life. She also lists many places in the world that this song has been sung and the powerful and healing effect it had on people. In the interest of saving time, I'm not reading all of that, but I highly recommend that reading if you get a chance to do it on your own. But she finishes by saying, How Could Anyone has been used for every conceivable purpose to bring inspiration and affirmation to people struggling with every imaginable challenge and to celebrate the beauty of human beings everywhere. AIDS orphans in Zambia keeping their spirits high, Latina mothers initiating their daughters into adulthood, gay activists affirming their inherent worth, children with disabilities at summer camp honoring their wholeness, Japanese women and girls recovering from eating disorders, men in prison making peace with their pasts. These groups and thousands more have made the song their own and used it to inspire powerful action on behalf of our shared humanity. It has been featured in every format and venue, from videos, films, and slideshows to hospitals, prisons, kindergartens, marches, peace gatherings, weddings, funerals, and shelters. Princess Diana even wore a t-shirt with "How Could Anyone's" lyrics printed on the front to work out at her local gym. She concludes by saying, "This song is such a blessing." Kimberly Debus at her church always has them sing it in a certain way, and I would like to do it that way, which is, we're going to do it 3 times through. First time, just to remind yourself how it goes. Second time, if you're comfortable doing so, make eye contact with a neighbor or somebody you can see. And the third time, sing it to yourself. How could anyone? I'd love to give you all a collective hug right now. That was lovely.
This is hard. Ellie? I was waiting for you to start the words. I couldn't. I couldn't. As we extinguish the chalice, please join in saying the words on the screen by the Reverend Elizabeth Sell Jones. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Oh, here's a song that'll make us smile.
Well, our final hymn is hymn 1064, Blue Boat Home. And when we look at this, we see that Gregory has an introduction. That's exciting. And then we come in and we have a separate part from the piano part. And it's in 3/4, 3 beats per measure, quarter note gets the beat. If we look at the name of, it's written by Peter Mayer, who has sung in this very church with us. And the hymn tune is High for It All. That same tune appears 3 times in our gray hymnal, but it's written more straightforward than this, and we might not even recognize we've been singing it in those other incarnations. The most notable of those 3 is number 207, notable to me, that is. Earth was given as a garden, since a former UCE member and chorister, Bobby Ruby, wrote the words. And by the way, also in the Gray Hymnal, our former music director, John Giles, has a piece that he arranged. Spoiler alert, it's number 6. Okay. All right, let's sing Blue Boat Home. Please rise as we do, unless you don't wanna.
1064. This was magic. Thank you. Vickie, thank you so much. This was magic. It was beautiful. And
Well, and I also want to thank all of you, because you were great. You were great to work with. You sang beautifully. I love the things you asked. Now I'll shut up and let you talk.
We were with you. We were with you. So let's close our benediction. I'm going to give you one last chance to flip through the back and find a reading to close with. You might, I suggest turning to the page 346 and look at the section on hope. So if you're looking back at the index by subject, it's 346, way at the back, and there's a section called Hope, which I thought was a good way to end. Shout out a number. 502. Oh, 502, okay. All right, great. I don't know, that's not in the Hope section, but I think it's, let's do it. All right, 502, let's find it. What is it? W.E.B. Du Bois, perfect. Nice. Let's read it together. Now is the accepted time. Not tomorrow, not some more convenient season. It is today that our best work can be done, and not some future day or future year.
It is today that we fit ourselves for the greater usefulness of tomorrow. Today is the seed time. Now are the hours of work, and tomorrow comes the harvest and the playtime.
Thank you so much. This is a beautiful service. I'm filled with gratitude and love and appreciation for all of you. So enjoy the day. Go lifted up and moved.
Thank you again for trading the date. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Well, I don't know. It's good to see you guys here.
Yes. Oh,